Hello, hello. Good morning, yogis. Welcome to the Tuesday Awaken Kundalini class. So for today's class, I've decided to switch it up a little bit for the month. I'm feeling like I need to move a little bit more energy in the body than what we've been doing in our Kriya this month. So I've decided to do a shortened version of the 10 Light Bodies Kriya. So we're going to move quite quickly through each of the movements or each of the postures, but we can still be mindful and intentional with our movement and with our attention. Let's be intentional with our attention. We're going to open up our class as we always do with our opening chant, Ong Namo Gurudev Namo, 3 times, which means I bow to my inner wisdom. I bow to the teacher within. Let's rub our palms together, creating some heat, creating some energy. Maybe you want to close down your eyes and really focus on that connection between the palms. Maybe grounding down into your sitting bones and grounding into the connection between you and the space beneath you. And then lengthening through the spine and getting present to the connection between you and the crown of your head and the space above. Let's bring our thumbs into our sternum. Take a deep inhale, get tall from root to crown. And full exhale, let that go. 2 more, big breath in. Full breath out. 1 more, big breath in. Full breath out. And we'll chant, big breath in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. 1 more, big breath in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Taking a moment to bow to ourselves, bow to our practice, bow to the yogis who have come before us, who have helped us to discover and help to evolve this practice to where it is today, making it accessible to many, knowing that we are now a part of that golden chain and a part of that legacy. Flutter your eyes open, and we're going to shift onto our backs, coming into stretch pose. So as you come down onto your back, you can bring your hands underneath your low back, extending your legs out long, pressing your heels forward, flexing your toes to the ceiling, and hovering your heels off the mat. Lift your chest, look at your toes, and let's activate breath of fire. Inhales and exhales through the nose, pulling the belly button toward the spine. Powerful breath here. Sending that pranic energy throughout your body. Keep going. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let your body come down into the floor. Take a big breath in and a full breath out. And again, big breath in, full breath out. Draw your knees in toward your chest. Bring your forehead toward your knees, wrapping your hands around your knees. And let's activate breath of fire, activating the pranic light body. Inhales and exhales through the nose, pump the navel. Maybe you want to slow the breath down and get even more intentional with the breath, pulling the belly button toward the spine. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release everything out. Let your body come down onto the floor. Take a big breath in and a full breath out. Feel into the relaxation and the release of the breath. And again, big breath in, full breath out. Draw your knees toward your chest, rock yourself up, and let's come into a hero's pose. Coming into one of my favorite postures, Radiance Charger. So for Radiance Charger, if sitting with your legs underneath and sitting on the backs of your feet is uncomfortable, you can always sit with your legs crossed or your legs extended, whatever feels best in your body. And we're going to tuck our fingers into the pads of our hands, extending the thumbs out, and then extend the arms up to 60 degrees. Imagine that you're plugging your thumbs into the aura, the energetic field around you, and then we'll activate breath of fire. Inhales and exhales through the nose, pump the navel. I invite you to close down your eyes and bring your internal gaze to your third eye point, the space between your brows. Check in with your low back. Have you brought a deep arch into the low back? See if you can tuck the tailbone under and get nice and tall from the tailbone through the crown of the head. Continuing with your breath of fire, being mindful, being intentional. We're almost there. If you need to let your arms come down, know that that's absolutely okay. If you can, keep them lifted, keep those thumbs extended, keep the breath of fire steady and consistent. To come out of our radiance charger, we're going to touch the thumbs overhead, extend the fingertips straight up toward the ceiling. Take a deep breath in as you lengthen, 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 suspend the breath, activate Mula Bandh, squeeze up and in. And powerful exhale as you let your hands come down through your auric field. And we're going to shift ourselves onto our bottom and extend our legs out wide. Ground down into your sitting bones. Get nice and tall through the crown of your head. And inhale, let's center. Exhale. Bring the upper body down to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Link your breath to your movement, shifting from one side to the other, noticing how each side feels, noticing if one side feels different than the other. Come through center, draw your legs together out in front of you. Take your thumbs, press them into your big toes, wrapping your hands around your toes. We're going to inhale as we lengthen and straighten, and exhale as we draw the upper body toward the lower body. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Be intentional with your breath. Be steady. Be consistent. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the upper body through center. And let's come into a cross-legged position. An easy seat, ground down into your sitting bones, get nice and tall through the crown of the head. Bring your hands onto your knees, and let's inhale, shine the chest forward, and exhale, round the spine back. Inhale, shine the chest forward. Exhale, round the spine back. For a seated cat-cow, inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Linking your breath to your movement. If you want to quicken the breath and quicken the movement, do the same with both. As long as your breath and movement are matched, are connected, you decide how you move through this transition. And inhale, come through center. We're going to shift into hero's pose. Coming back onto the knees, just like in our radiance charger. Letting your hands come down onto the tops of the legs. And we're going to do that same movement from here. Inhale forward, exhale round. Inhale forward, exhale round. So if we were doing the full version of this sequence, we would be doing the same movements, but for longer periods of time. So that's the only thing really that gets changed through this class. It's not that any movements are taken out or added in. It is the length of time that we do each movement for. So usually we would do each movement for 3 minutes or more. And here we're doing it for about 1. So we're really getting more of the physical movement of the energy and a little bit less of the awareness that doing a movement for a long period of time offers us. And inhale, come forward. Exhale, round back. Come through center, shift yourself back off to the side, coming back into your easy seat. Let's bring the opposite foot on top, opposite foot on the bottom. Ground down into your sitting bones. Bring your hands onto your shoulders, fingers in the front, thumbs in the back. And we're going to inhale to the left, exhale to the right. Inhale to the left, exhale to the right. I invite you to close down your eyes. And I like to imagine here that I'm picking up energy on one side and dropping it off on the other. And come through center. Let's inhale, lift, 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 squeeze up and in with Mula Bandh. And exhale, let your hands come down. Take a moment, roll out through the shoulders. And we're going to shift ourselves back into that hero's pose, coming onto the knees. This is another one of my favorite movements. So we'll come into Venus mudra, clasping the hands together, crossing the thumbs on top of one another. And we're going to inhale the arms up and exhale the hands down. Inhale the arms up, exhale the hands down. Link your breath to your movement. Close down your eyes. I want you to imagine that you are cutting the cords to anything that you want to disconnect yourself from. So it could be beliefs, ideas, people, situations. It could be that you want to disconnect from one thing to create space for another. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. And I call this cord cutting, because if you imagine that your attachments, your connections are connected to you by invisible cords. And so, especially in relationships, if there's someone that you really want to disconnect yourself from and you're having a really hard time disconnecting from them, this is a great movement, a great exercise in order to help you to disconnect that connection. And inhale up, exhale down, release your hands, let them come palm facing down. Close down your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Let's shift ourselves back into our easy seat, cross-legged, grounding down into your sitting bones. Let's inhale the shoulders up and exhale, let them fall. Inhale up, exhale, let them fall. Inhale, lift, 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 lift. Suspend the breath, pull up and in, Mula Bandha, up, up, up and in. And exhale, lower. Going to inhale as we gaze to the right. Come back through center. Inhale at center. Exhale, gaze to the left. Back through center. Inhale at center. Exhale, gaze to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, gaze to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, gaze to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, gaze to the left. 2 more each side. And now we're coming into probably our most physical movement of this entire practice, our frog pose. So for frog pose, we get onto our feet and you bring the heels together, staying on the ball mounds of the feet, and we inhale, lift up through the hips, and exhale, sink the hips to the heels, bringing the knees wide. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. We're going to do 20 more. I'll count, you just go at your own pace. So that was 20 for me. If you're counting, keep going. You can finish them out. If you want to stop here, coming back into our seated position. And we're going to do a short Laya meditation. And then we'll end in our final resting pose, Shavasana. So ground down into your sitting bones, Gyan Mudra with the fingers pressing the thumb and pointer finger together. You can let your hands come palm facing up. Ground down into your sitting bones, get nice and tall. Take a big breath in. and a full breath out. So the Laya meditation is activating the different locks, the different bandhas within the body. So you're going to take a breath in, activate Mula Bandha, more of a breath, activate the solar plexus lock, more of a breath, the throat lock, and then imagine that you're sending that energy all the way up and out the crown of the head. So you're going to bring the energy up and in to the navel, up and in to the throat, up and in, out the crown of the head. And just imagine that flow of energy moving through the body. So it's like it's coming up from the root, traveling up the spine, through the crown of the head, and then back down to the root, all the way up through the spine, through the crown of the head, and then back down to the root. Really connect to that flow of energy within the body. Taking breath in, taking breath in, taking breath in, all the way to the top, and fully exhale. If you have the awareness of those locks, you can travel the lock up the body. Let's take 2 more breaths. Navel, throat, crown, and fully release. 1 more, up and into the navel. Send it all the way up to the throat, all the way up to the crown, and fully exhale. Let's shift ourselves down onto our backs for a short Shavasana. Let yourself fully relax and release, knowing that you've done something wonderful for your 10 light bodies by being here, by doing this class. These shorter versions remind us that there are benefits, even if we can't make it to our mats for a full 60, 75, 90-minute class. With each breath, allow your body to fully sink and melt into the floor. With each exhale, allow yourself to sink a little bit more into the floor. We'll take 3 more big breaths here. Take a moment, start to roll out your wrists and your ankles. I encourage you here to send some gratitude and appreciation throughout your body. Thank yourself for showing up on your mat. Thank yourself for any awareness, any wisdom that came to you and through you during today's practice. Slowly, gently, let's bring ourselves up into an easy seat, cross-legged. Bring your palms through heart center, press your palms together, tuck your chin to your chest. Taking a moment to honor yourself, to honor your body, to honor your practice. Taking a moment to be grateful. We'll close out today's class with the long-time sun blessing and one long Satnam. If you know it, you can say it aloud or follow along within your own heart, within your own mind. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Deep breath in. Sat Nam. Satnam, namaste. Thank you for being here. I hope to see you again on your mats very, very soon. And until then, may your light be your guide.